Hey friends, thanks for joining us today for day 8 of prayer and fasting. My name is Rebecca Sellers. My husband John and our family have the privilege of calling the DeLand location our home. And we're gonna kind of pick up in 1 Chronicles 4. If you're familiar with the first few chapters of 1 Chronicles, you'll see that it's actually just a really long lineage of all of the people since Adam. And in 1 Chronicles 4, specifically that chapter, we are working on the lineage of Judah. So all of the men following men or women giving birth to certain people. And it's just a long list of really difficult names for me to say. But suddenly, after the first 8 verses, we almost pivot for a moment, or there's a little bit of margin built in, and we're introduced to this man named Jabez. And there's just a few verses about him, and we see that he is honorable. He's more honorable than all of his brothers, and that he has lived with intentionality to do good towards other people. And from his very birth, his mom named him Jabez, which actually means pain and suffering. And so it's sort of this word spoken over his life. And so we learn a lot about the posture of his heart and his perspective on life and who God is and his role in God's world. And really, today we're just discussing the first few words of his prayer. So the very first few words of Jabez's prayer are, "O Lord, that you would bless me." And a lot of times when we think about blessing, we actually think of it more from a perspective of maybe having our physical needs met, or even something maybe from more of a selfish angle. But that's actually not what Jabez is praying. Jabez is asking God for more of himself, to be blessed with more knowledge and understanding so he can really grapple with and begin to understand who God is, his character, his attributes, his word, and his ways. And so it really is this beautiful moment after the chapter after chapter of a long lineage of people, the history of these people. And then we suddenly see Jabez. And so I hope that you'll just take some time to dig into that passage today, specifically the beginning of those verses. And the next few days, we're going to start to even unpack his prayer a little bit more. And so what a perspective to think about being seen as honorable, being seen as an intentional person to do good towards others, and to have the posture of our heart be in such a beautiful place that we would just want more of God and less of ourselves. And so as we disconnect, I would just ask that you would take a few moments specifically to pray for our fabulous Sanford location. Sanford is so near and dear to our hearts. God has provided in such beautiful, tangible ways this year. And so if you would rejoice and thank God for the gift of a shepherd for Sanford, for Eric and Mimi and their family, rejoice and thank God for the steadfastness of our Sanford staff this year, and rejoice and thank God for the beautiful people that call Sanford their home. And so we would just pray specifically that Sanford, the areas surrounding Sanford, would continue to know us and our people for the love that they have for their community, that they would continue to be a light in their community and continue to fight to love well and to hold Jesus out as beautiful. And so we thank you for joining us today for day 8. I hope that you will continue to trek along with us as we really lean in to who God is and ask him to move in the most powerful, beautiful, mighty ways. Have a great day.